Hi there, this is part one of a little demo about your song analysis. So first of all, where am I working? I'm actually working in a Google Slides document, which I've already set up before. And how do I do a Google Slides document? Well, I go to my drive on Google Drive. I can then go new and choose Google Slides. That'll create a new file for me. And you're absolutely welcome to work in Google Slides, in Keynote on your iPad, Keynote on a Mac, PowerPoint, whatever works for you. Main thing is that you can actually present it to the class when it comes to the time to do that. But I'm using Google Slides because I find it nice and easy to use. So here's what I've already prepared for us, and what I've basically done is I've done my first pass at getting my presentation together. So I've got all of my slides set up, and I've got a whole lot of information on those slides. Some of them are pretty much ready to go, some of them have got a little bit left. So I'll just sort of go through and show you the key steps, what I've done. I've actually used a theme. For this particular presentation, I've chosen the Slate theme, but I could have chosen any of these. It just saves me time on formatting and making it all look good. It all takes care of that. For the title page, I've just got the name of the song that I've chosen, which is Never Tear Us Apart by INXS, and the task, Year 8 Music Song Analysis. And then the slides that I've got after that, I've got a slide about the history and the origin of the song, and also its usage in media is covered in that slide. I've got a separate slide about its context in Australian music to make sure I cover that. A slide about style and instruments, a style about the form of the song, a style about the lyrics and message, a slide about personal context, and then I've got the video, a link to the video embedded in my presentation. So that's all of the stuff that you need to have. I also have got a sources slide, because I just feel a bit weird about putting things in a presentation without sources. And I've got at the very bottom, if I can get it to come up, struggling to get that particular slide to come up. There we go. Links to a couple of other versions of the song as well, so that they can be checked out by somebody if they want to. Alright, so now, when I'm actually presenting this, I don't really want to have this sort of thing, where I've got about 50 words on a slide. Usually what I want is more like 6 to 10 words on a slide if I can. So, what I'm going to do is take some of this information, I'm going to put it down here in my notes section, but I'm going to leave a couple of kind of reminder dot points to remind me what to actually say when I present it. So I'm just going to have released 1988, still up there, but then I'm going to add that next bit of information that it was from their 6th album, Kick. I'm going to put that in my notes. I'm trying to paste without formatting. So there we go. So I've taken that bit of information and put it in my notes. Now, number 14 in Australia, number 24 in UK, number 7 in USA. So I've got my charts information there. Now later on, I've got another point. In 2014, after the TV series INXS, Never Tear Us Apart, it charted again at number 11. Now, maybe I should talk about that at the time I'm talking about its charts at the top. So I'm going to take that bit of information and I'm going to stick that in my notes down the bottom. I'll put a dot point charts. So I've got number 14 in Australia, 24 in UK, number 7 in USA. They're numbers, they're going to go by quickly, so it's good to have them up. Now, played at the funeral of lead singer Michael Hutchence. Do I need to put that entire lot of information in there? Maybe not. Maybe I can just say significance to Michael Hutchence, and then down here I can write that it was played at Michael Hutchence's funeral in 1997 or whatever it was, I think it was. And opening sequence of Donnie Darko, the director's cut. Well, we don't need to have it's in the opening sequence up on the screen. So I'm going to put Donnie Darko opening sequence. So I've got Dot points to remind me of what I need to talk about, and then down here I've got a bit more detail to remind me of extra things that I need to actually say when I present it. So that's what I'm going to do for each of my slides, and I'm going to hopefully end up with not much more text than what I have on this slide here. In fact, that should hopefully be the maximum. So this next one would be context in Australian music, so I'll go through and get rid of some of that, put that in my notes section. Style and instruments, that's already pretty good. I'm not going to need to change that. Now in this particular slide here 4, just notice that what I've done is I've put a bunch of boxes, I've coloured those boxes, and then in my notes I've got a list of things showing what I'm actually going to say and the different points about those different sections. So I've got that included there so that I know what I'm going to say. I don't want to just read off the slide, I want to actually describe the bits as I talk about it. Lyrics and message, I'm going to have to get rid of a lot of that and put that into some notes down there. And personal context, I've got a few points there. Now just notice as well what I'm actually doing with the images. I do have some images. I've tried to make them not over the top, usually not more than one per slide, and relevant to the actual slides. So the history and origin, I've got a picture of the INXS band members from about that time. When we talk about instruments, I've got a picture of them actually playing their instruments, and Hutchence there on lead vocals. And then down here for personal context, I've got a picture of the film that it was used in. So I've tried to keep myself to only a couple of images and only when necessary. I might choose to put one in later for lyrics and message. Okay, so I'll go off camera and I'll fix up those last bits, and then I'll show you the presentation.